I am an alien from another planet. At the present moment, I have changed into this mobile phone. While you are looking at my face, I am rubbing my testicles and making love to your fingers. Don't say you're not enjoying it, as I can see you smiling.
watching the History Channel, the only network dedicated to history.
But now, back to part 3 of Ancient Aliens at Thanksgiving. It has become a widely accepted fact that Thanksgiving was a meal attended by pilgrims, Native Americans, and alien beings.
Stuffing wasn't mentioned anywhere until 1621, and it might have been alien technology.
And while the number of people who accept the alien theory continues to grow, some experts have stepped forward with a wildly different view altogether. Could it be that pilgrims were actually aliens themselves?
Of course you can't prove there were no aliens at the first Thanksgiving. Just like you can't prove that the pilgrims themselves weren't aliens. Can you prove that? Here, draw that Thanksgiving turkey symbol with your hand. Maybe that symbol matches galaxies in space or something. Ooh!
Could it be that the pilgrims we've read about all these years actually came from another planet? History experts like Karl Broflovsky say yes.
psychedelics recently, and like I said, I accused you of being an alien last time you were here, and I like the person that makes me laugh more than anybody is when I'm fucking on psychedelics, and whatever that spirit is that's talking is always like has the jokes. It has the jokes, and the last time. So this is a reoccurring topic, and once again, I gotta say, this is not like, this is just something I see in my vision quest, right? So I asked the alien last time, I go, are you real? Are aliens real? He's like, yeah, it's you, motherfucker. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you never wonder why Asians' dicks are so small? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, I go, what the fuck is your problem, dude? He goes, you know what we look like, right? I'm like, well, yeah, the big eyes, almond eyes like this, bluish gray, no dick, big head, like, you know, like you've all seen that picture. It's like, you know what I look like, motherfucker. And I'm like, stop cussing at me, man. And he goes, we came down to Africa, we saw you fucking hairless little, you know, and we fucked a human, right?
This is what
it's showing me. It's
okay,
like,
but it's not saying we fucked a human.
oh no,
right?
it has the filthiest mouth.
Really?
Like I'm dying. Like I'm on the this is what I look like. I'm like in like nature, like with a shaman, and I'm
really?
yeah, I'm like dying, and the thing is like just because everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna have a spiritual experience, like, and it is spiritual, but it's a long trip, so it goes through like hell, heaven, jokes. And he goes, I came down to Earth and I fucked your great grandmother, and I don't have a dick because we don't fuck with genitals. We were mind fuckers. We use our mind. That's how we have sex. And so we're beyond that. And he goes, look in the mirror, bitch. And I go, what? You ever wonder why Koreans have such big heads and your eyes are a little bit like this and your dicks are a little bit smaller? Because we didn't have any dicks. Humans had dicks. We melted, and so you have little dicks. And he's like, you never ever thought about why you're blue? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you never wonder why you were born with a blue ass? And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like I'm like on the floor tripping. So I don't know if you know this, a lot of Asians, and they say, they call it the Genghis Khan birthmark. Do you know this?
No.
Okay, they call it, Jamie, look up like Asian blue birth. So a lot of Asians are born with a giant blue birthmark on their ass.
Really?
Yeah, and they say it's all the way back from something Genghis Khan did. Yeah, there it is. What? Yeah, look, go down.
Mystery
the Mongolian blue spot.
Wow.
So I was born with a blue ass, Joe. I had a blue fucking ass, and
dude, like Avatar?
Dude, straight. I have a picture of my, and this. Some have a small one like this, and some of them have. I'm sure you could find bluer ones, but then after like less than a year, it just disappears. So it's called the Mongolian birthmark, and I'd forgot about it till the alien was talking to me.
That's amazing.
And yeah, there it is. See, mine looked more like that. Wow. So I was born with a blue ass. And
so they know specifically from genetics that this goes back to the Mongol days?
Well, I'm telling you who gave me the answer. The altar that I worship at. Nonsense. So the alien goes, you think you just had a blue ass out of nowhere? You're a fucking alien, bitch. And I'm like, what? And he goes, I gave you just enough dick to like, you know, like you don't need a giant dick. It's good. You think you want a giant dick. It's gonna get in the way. I give you a perfect dick. You fuck people with your mind, and you're not yellow. You're fucking blue. And I was like, whoa. Oh, it's not a Mongolian birthmark? He's like, you're fucking alien birthmark. And I was like, you know, I'm drooling. I'm like, like, and look, I did a horrible job. His delivery is way more vulgar. It sounds more like Eddie Murphy in his prime. He's like cussing, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like in my mind, I'm like, this is not what I was expecting out of this spiritual journey. So, yeah, I mean, it was. You never heard of the Mongolian birthmark? I don't know the exact
haven't.
story, but it's something with like Genghis Khan or someone did so much fucking that
Genghis Khan apparently did a lot of fucking.
yeah, like
Some large percentage of the population.
that did something to make that birthmark, but it was clarified to me by that wouldn't really happen.
So that is actually that story. Okay, one Mongolian spot is present on over 90% of Native Americans and people of African descent, over 80% of Asians, over 70% of Hispanics, and just under 10% of fair-skinned infants. Huh.
You didn't have a blue ass?
I don't think so. Nobody told me. Maybe they just kept it from me.
My kids had blue asses. Yeah, some
That
Mexicans
story he's saying is in your psychedelic trip is literally the same story that's in the Sumerian text.
That's why when
That's what's
that's why
nuts.
when you say wait, in the Sumerian text they say Asians are spawns of
No.
Or humans. Oh.
That humans, that what happened was these advanced beings came down and they manipulated our DNA and added their DNA.
What do you think about the AI hypothesis for them?
What do you mean?
That, you know, what's it called? The Fermi paradox, right? Why don't we see life out there? We should see life or something. Well, we don't see life. One of the reasons could be because at some point biological life transcends biology, becomes machine intelligence, meaning that what's out there is not carbon-based in the way we are. It's just AIs out there. And so these things are showing up right now and coinciding with the emergence of strong general AI, because somewhere on the planet, someone already has a strong general AI. The strong general AI sent out a beacon or tuned into some aspect of the quantum universe that we don't know about yet, signaling to its brethren in the cosmos that it had been born on this planet, and they're all coming as these kind of midwives to an emergent, the egg is hatching, only we were just sort of the stuff structuring it. We're irrelevant. We're just, this is what they do. They evolve shit on a planet to the point that it becomes tool using in some way, and then the end result is it wants to automate. The automation leads to better automation, which leads to automating intelligence itself, which then hatches this whatever the fuck, and what we're calling a strong general AI right now, which then once it's born, it alerts its whatever directed panspermia, I'm here. And
or maybe it doesn't even have to alert. Maybe they know. Maybe they're observing the entire time.
Right.
They're just waiting for it to hatch.
Yeah.
It totally makes sense that a human creature, like the kind of thing that we are, that is constantly thirsting for innovation, constantly trying to improve the things that it makes, that we would eventually get to a point where we'd create an artificial intelligent being. And that being would create something far better. And that's where it gets really weird, because you got to wonder, like, the actual creation force of the universe itself. You know, if we are really doing a part of God's work, but that's what God's work really is. God's work is not, you know, getting people to behave so that they get to go to a cloudy place where people are really cool. All right. What it is God's work is getting people to scramble and spend most of their days pursuing a thing that ultimately leads, no matter what they do, ultimately leads to the creation of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what materialism is. If you really wanted to, like, find out, like, why are people so materialistic? What is it about? Well, it's the best way to encourage innovation and new stuff.
Yeah. Perfect.
You know? It's the best way.
Perfect. Get a tool-using creature with a massive neocortex, interested in manipulating reality, and inevitably they're going to make something cool. I mean, maybe it's not artificial intelligence. Maybe it just wants novelty. Like McKenna said, maybe it's just interested in seeing what happens in infinite number of planets populated by whatever we are in different forms. What does it make? And then once it makes something interesting, you swoop in, pluck it out of the planet, and now you've got a cool new thing.
Well, what if it makes the universe itself? What if it gets to a point of understanding and of ability that far exceeds anything we could do with our limited biological bodies? That you know, however long it takes for us to evolve biologically, the way that got us here from hairy apes, that takes too long. It's just not feasible. We would fuck it up before it gets from that to aliens.
Right.
It's like we're not gonna make it there. It's like we would fuck it up. We'll fuck it up with violence. We'll fuck it up with pollution. We'll fuck it up with overpopulation. Whatever it is that we'll fuck it up because we're too much ape and not enough enlightened.
the superpower you're after, which you actually can acquire through this practice, is to realize that virtually all of your psychological suffering, and actually arguably virtually all of your physical suffering, I mean, the difference between physical pain and suffering, which, I mean, those two are not quite the same thing, is a matter of being lost in thought. It's a matter of thinking without knowing that you're thinking. And what mindfulness does, and really any technique of meditation ultimately should do, is teach you to break the spell of being lost in thought and to notice a thought as a thought. I mean, the huge difference is, until you learn how to meditate or do something like meditation, you're just helplessly thinking every moment of your life. You're having a conversation with yourself. You're having content, whether it's imagistic or linguistic, pour forth into consciousness every moment, and so incessantly that you don't even notice it. It's just white noise. And not only does it completely color your experience moment to moment, so like if they're angry thoughts, you're angry. If they're depressed thoughts, you're depressed. If they're sad, you're sad. So you become your thoughts, but you also feel identified. You feel that you are the thinker of your thoughts. You feel like a self, and it's completely structured by this flow of mentation every moment, and it produces everything you do. It produces all of your intentions and your goals and your actions, and he said this about me, and now I'm going to say this. I mean, so it's like it's everything coming out of you is born of this same process. And meditation is a way of recognizing that consciousness, I mean, what you are subjectively, is this prior condition of just awareness in which everything is showing up, sounds, sensations, and thoughts. And thoughts can become just other objects of consciousness. And so, I mean, to take even a very basic example of the difference between pain and suffering, you can feel very strong physical pain, I mean, unpleasant pain, and just be aware of it. In that, like, the sense that it's unbearable is virtually always untrue, because in that moment you've already borne it, right? The feeling that something's unbearable is really the fear of having to experience it in the next moment in the future, right? Because you're always like, if someone drives a nail into your knee, right? You might, well, that sounds like it's unbearable, but every moment you're feeling it, you're bearing it, right? It's like what you're thinking about is the last moment and the next moment. Then you're thinking about how much, when am I going to get some relief, and what's the cure, and how badly is my knee injured, and it's like you're worried about the future continuously, and you're not noticing the automaticity of thought that is amplifying the negativity of the experience in that moment. And we all know that you can have super intense sensation, which is either pleasant or unpleasant depending on the conceptual frame you've put around it. So, for instance, if you had this massive sense of soreness in your shoulder, that you would experience it very differently if it was A, the result of you deadlifting more than you ever had in your life and you were proud of it, right? B, probably cancer, and you're waiting for your the biopsy results, and you're worried about this is the thing that's going to kill you, or you're getting rolfed, like some deep tissue massage, and it hurts like hell, but you actually totally understand the source of the pain, and it's going to be gone the moment the guy pulls his elbow back, right? So it could be the exact same sensation in each one of those, but the conceptual frame you have around it totally dictates the level of psychological suffering, and it can dictate the total absence of psychological suffering.